Let's see. Thoughts on doing normal Nightmare with Blizzard or Frozen Orb, or to start Fire and Respec level 30? Generally, I would like to start with Fire and then shift over to... You don't even need to Respec. If you start out doing like a Fireball Sorceress, you can just go straight into Orb whenever you get into Nightmare. It's perfectly fine. That is a legitimate strategy to get up to a Fireball Orb Sorceress, and that's one of the reasons why I like that build, is it saves all 3 of my Respecs. But overall, I think the remake is pretty good. We do have some bugs and stuff like that we've encountered. I'll be doing a bug report to them whenever we get done with the beta. I'll be sending out probably Monday, just a list of things that I have. I will look at other people's bug lists that they've been sending me. See if I can confirm some of them or figure out what's causing them. But hey, we've got some big uglies. I need to get rid of his fanaticism first before he becomes a problem. These guys are good experience, though. Co-op Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Oh. What's funny is I've actually been thinking about doing some PlayStation 2 games on the Let's Play channel. And Baldur's Gate is on that list, because I have both the games for PlayStation 2. So, oh, have a good one, Jim. I will see you probably whenever you get back. I will probably still be streaming. And as far as only played for a year or so, didn't even know you could reset your skills. Okay, the skill reset thing came with version 1.1. It was either 1.2 or 1.3. I know the Tokens of Absolution came with 1.3. But yeah, it wasn't in the entire time. Whenever you first started, there weren't skill resets. So if you just played like for the first year it was out, then you couldn't respec. I actually have not done any trading, so no, I have not seen the trade bug. I would have to go look up what it is. I mean, I'm sure people will find ways to use the trade thing to dupe if it works the same way it used to.
I need mana.
So let's go ahead and beat the crap out of the Falcrow nest while we kind of wait. Oh, thank you, David. I just saw your comment. I'm glad you enjoy the shorter format. I've been trying to keep them less than about 5 minutes. That hasn't always worked out, because some things just can't be explained in 5 minutes without losing too much detail, but I try to keep them under 10 if I go over 5. If you put any equipped in the trade window with players, it'll lose the window and drops that item on the floor. Oh. Technically in D2 Resurrected, if you can get through Hell difficulty, you can get theoretically infinite respecs, but you have to farm for them. You have to get the dust from each of the act bosses. You have to be able to kill the act bosses enough times to get them to drop dust, which is not always possible for every build. I mean, you could trade for that stuff, but yeah, that's the market I'm going to corner. I'm going to corner Tokens of Absolution on Battle.net. There we go. That's a very strange thing. That's not going to be profitable at all, by the way, because people will have been running every single boss. Yes, even Duriel gets run, but you don't have to run him to get the token. You can run Indariel for the same dust. Let's see. Just a second, I'll take a look. Did they change the look of the lightning bugs in Act 2? They still look like scarabs. I'm fine with the design on both an original and here. Can't really show it off because this character's not in Act 2 yet. You want to get into another game, but somehow you always find yourself back at Diablo 2. I feel that one. I mean, I've been streaming it for, geez, 5 years now, and I've played Diablo 2 since the alpha. In Diablo 2 Resurrected, you technically do have infinite respecs. You have to farm for it, though. It's not something you can just walk up to a merchant and say, hey, I want to respec. No, you have to go kill the act bosses in hell difficulty. You get one per difficulty, and then every other one you have to farm for. Duriel confirmed to be a lesser evil than Andariel. Not once they fix that holy freeze, he's not going to be. He's going to be back to being his badass self. I mean, there's some games that have soul. Dark Souls, for example. I suck at that game. I have yet to beat it, but I like it. It's a good game. I will play that one. But Diablo 2 just, it gets the itch of, I want to make a weird build and see if I can beat the game with it. Because I know the details of it well enough that it's like, okay, I know how to break this mechanic to get that to work, kind of situation. I know why the Tesla dins work. I know why the Tesla source actually hits even harder than the Tesla din. I also know how to trick the Tesla din to actually be kind of baby source. Oh, let's see. Literally about to buy a computer. You're about to buy a computer to play a 20-year-old game. I mean, can't blame you. It's a good game. That said, I need to finish rebuilding an old XP machine, but I don't have money for it right now. Reason being is I want to play Heavy Gear, and Heavy Gear will not run on Windows 10 smoothly. I do have all the parts except for a video card for a Windows XP machine. And I want to set it up where it can capture. That's one of the reasons why the video card is kind of like a bit of a thing, because the video card that's in it is not great. The motherboard is surviving, but the video card, I would have to get a VGA adapter. Diablo 2 is the best loot RNG. You can play this game for years, but still not see everything. It depends on how determined you are. But yeah, it's not very far off of that. Especially whenever it comes to rares, you can get some GG rares, like one in existence kind of things, like the Necro Head that we have. But that's pretty much, I have other good rares, but that is like the only one that's like, okay, this is broken. Healadin, you mean a cleric? If we do like some community games, sure. Because that build kind of needs to be carried. It's a little bit of a... It's not bad, and you can actually use it to deal with some particularly tough positions. But in and of itself, it's not very capable of doing its thing. Let's see, I probably do not need that. But yeah, right now we're just looking for the waypoint. I don't care that I'm wasting XP Shrine. It's fine. I do wish they'd fix this. That's like my... Oh, we already got the waypoint. What am I doing? Someone's going to mention it, probably. Hey, you already have that. Yeah, we already got it. There we go. Let's go ahead and just shoot a few firebolts in there to make up for the experience loss. There we go. You'll just hide behind your mercenary. You'll be fine. Started to Evergrace on PS1 day. Oh, Saw Silver is on stream for a... Silver. Why does that... I would need to know a little bit about that game. I think I know what that is, but yeah, I have Evergrace. Let's see. Do I actually have anything that I can equip? Not really that's good. So we do need to repair, and then we'll go get the book. Not the book, the scroll, sorry. And then we're ready to just deal with everything else. So Stony Field. If you're actually ever curious about what retro games I know a little bit about, I actually have... That was weird. I have the collection list over on Discord. I haven't played all of them. Some of them I just made sure worked because I planned on playing them later. Yeah, Evergrace is not as good as Diablo 2. I can tell you that right now. It's not a terrible game, question mark, but it's not great. You have to really be into that kind of game. Let's go ahead and beat the hell out of that guy. Oh, we missed! You bugger. So, straight out, we're going to go... Oh, boss mob, yes, we will kill you. And I see you. Man, that was lucky shot on my part, by the way. Okay, so we need to kill the ranged ones first. Because they're going to be the ones that are going to just completely rip me a new one. There we go. Healing potions, yes. It's really hard to see their arrows if they're shooting from the dark, by the way. Where's the other one? I hear it. There we go. That's the downside of not having stereo headphones. I see you. If you want, like, good old From Software stuff, by the way, go for, like, Armored Core and stuff like that. That's more in line with, like, what old From Software's good stuff used to be. Their dungeon crawlers were just not that impressive. So. Hey, Adam, how's it going? I'm going to start having to differentiate all the Adams. There's a few Adams. We have 3 regular Adams right now on this channel, and then there's Adams from other channels, too. So. You were watching another Diablo 2 player, you won't name, but he kept missing the waypoints and complained about Diablo 2 not having a checkpoint system. Probably a Diablo 3 player, if I had to guess. I hate to say it, but I mean, we all make dumb mistakes. It's fine. And generally, if I do watch other people play Diablo 2, I will end up watching people who are newer at it more than seasoned veterans, oddly enough. It's just kind of like, oh, because with seasoned veterans, like, oh, I already knew all that stuff. It's fine. But there's sometimes some things I didn't know. Like, my pathfinding skills are mostly because I just don't bother to memorize stuff. I actually have to look at notes to go through that properly. So there's our 35 strength. We're not going to worry about strength anymore. We're going firebolt, firebolt, firebolt. We may end up getting 1 point in fireball. I mean, technically, I would probably be considered a damn casual. Because I don't play, like, super high-end, I want more APM, I want to be fast. I just play because I actually enjoy the game and the itemization. And the builds. I like weird builds, and I cannot lie. All you other Diablo 2 players can't deny. There we go. Do you ever play the original Diablo 2, Mocha? Jawbone cap. We are doing a barbarian later. I might as well take that. So don't want to use up the full rejuves. They are a solid 200 gold that we can use for gambling later. After we get done with all 5 classes, I think I will go on a gambling spree. Depending on how big they are, I hate to say it, but honestly, even as slow as chat is here, because frankly, chat here it's at a manageable level. It's just really, really hard to look back and forth while you're playing and stuff like that and keep track of everything. Because for me, it's a literal, about a 40-degree turn of my head to actually look at chat. I missed Mod in here last night, and he was like, hey. And I felt really bad about that. My favorite Necro build? It's actually a tough one. I'm kind of torn. Either my Lazy Bone build, which is a variant of the Poison Nova Summoner, or Bone with Walls and Golem. So basically a Bone Mancer. Used to be, before they nerfed the number of summons you had, I loved a Zoomancer. But they kind of nerfed that a little bit, and by restricting the number of summons you can have. So I ended up not being as in love with it after a while. Favorite thing to... technically, it's closing on Tuesday. But I won't be up in time to play it on Tuesday. I want to get out of the dungeon here. There we go. That's not it. Okay. Where are my stairs up? Clearly this poison... Don't make me play a poison dagger necromancer. They are garbage, but they're playable. They're playable garbage. So that's a red. So it has to be this way. Yeah, I think it's up in this crook here. Yeah, there's the stairs. Okay. Walked all the time, apparently. No one told him he could run. The stamina system in this is irritating as well. He might have just run out of stamina and not realized what was happening. But yeah, there are people who just walk. Because the default, if I remember correctly, is run. Ice bow is on. Heart. If I have the right gear, yeah. She's very mana hungry. Did I ever end up figuring out the whole path painting thing for Neelathak? It's 100% not worth it. If I'm looking at my notes, I can get him first try, but I'd have to be looking at my notes. I don't care to memorize them. Favorite thing to imbue, if just for this beta? Generally, for this beta, I'd probably be imbuing belts or boots. Because they're good sources of resists, faster run walk, or hit recovery, depending on which one you do. Stuff like that. Removal of 20 games limit on BattleNet, I guess. What? I think I missed something there. Shank Eldritch Pindleskin Travs will be a good loot pinata. It'll be an okay one. I think a lot of people put too much weight on certain enemies or certain areas. Like the level 85 areas, they are great for getting some of your late game gear, and there are items that are much easier to farm there than other places, but there's plenty of good level 81 areas that you can farm for most of the items in the game, not all of them, because that's level 85 onlys. Weirdest, weakest build I've tried to get through hell. Melee Amazon is up there. And it was because it was a Xena, not a proper daggers on. Xena being a sword user, not a dagger user. Which really messes with your recovery frames. For those of you wondering what the difference is. Because stabbing weapon, thrusting weapons like the dagger and the javelin and stuff like that for the Amazon actually have better frames. Diablo 3 gives you everything for free, so you don't have to think. Playing Diablo 2 is not a casual game by today's standards. Diablo 3 is just bigger numbers. It's the arcade version of Diablo. I'm not going to begrudge people liking it. So, you may have the bigger stick. I've got the angrier lady here. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. See? We've got the angrier one here. And everybody's going to end up in studded leather and a skull cap, probably. For me. Obviously, breastplate would be better, but bite me. Before we encounter him, I want to do this. Oh, we've already encountered his friend. I just want to get all my potions in place for it. Then we can go find the waypoint after doing this. This is by far one of the strongest single target builds starting out, by the way. Later on, you will get much stronger. You'll have the Charge Strike Amazon.